How you doing, America? You alright? I'm going through some tough times? Hang in there, kid. It's not as bad as it seems. This is Reality Unplugged. What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a great day. I'm just sitting around thinking about the video that I was going to make today, and I'm looking through news feeds and media scrolls and all these other things, and all of a sudden I had a boomer moment. And I realized it's really easy to get caught up in all of the things going on right here, and they seem so bad and they seem so horrible, and it seems like it's just the worst thing possible. And there's a lot of bad stuff going on in our country. There's a lot of things that are being misrepresented and misled, and I've talked about it before. You have to understand that most of what is going on and being shown and portrayed by the mainstream media is simply to destabilize the system. You have anti-establishment groups that understand that they don't have the numbers to overtake the country by force, and they don't have the system set in place to overtake it through politics. So what they have to do is create nonsensical problems that can't be solved to destabilize the country to a point to where it falls apart by itself, seeking someone to put it back together. And their intention is to be there to put the country back together in their own image. My point with all that is the images that we're being fed, the idea that we're being fed, the narrative that we're being fed is not as horrible and end of days apocalyptic as it seems. It's supposed to feel that way. That's what they're trying to push. But looking through the media and all these other posts and everything, I gotta tell you, it's a lot worse everywhere else. Mexico infrastructure so bad that yesterday a metro train simply collapsed out of nowhere, killing 23 people and sending 73 more to the hospital. You gotta understand, these people are just trying to get from one place to the other, but their country is so badly put together and so badly managed that they can't even trust their public transit just to get them from one place to the other, much less the crime and the violence that goes on in the outlying cities and regions. Other than the most violent cities in America where people have completely lost their minds, you can at least trust getting in your car and going down the road without it randomly collapsing. But this is the one that really hit home with me as I was looking through. Colombia right now is literally fighting for its life. The government has taken up war against its citizens over tax reform and different things like that, attempting to literally enslave their people and take full advantage of a country that can barely hold itself together and its citizens that can barely hold themselves together as is. Riot police and regular police have begun using live ammo, raging war and killing all through the streets of Colombia as they protest, trying to keep their government from bleeding them even drier than they are. You're not going to hear that from our news, and you're not going to hear that from the Colombian news. The only way these stories are getting out are these people are so desperate for the world to understand the peril that they're in. They're reaching out through every form of social media possible, posting videos and pictures of what is going on outside their very windows as gunfire is going off and bombs are going off and explosives are going off as people are trying to tell their government, the people supposed to protect them, to keep them safe, please don't bleed us any drier. And we're worried because a couple of criminals die at the hands of the police keeping us safe, and they're using tear gas and rubber bullets on us. No offense, I saw the picture of the one guy who was protesting over the George Floyd death who got hit with a tear gas canister and it knocked his eye out. It's bad. You're not getting shot. You're not getting mowed down with machine guns for trying to keep enough money in your pocket to feed your family. Guys, we've got to get back to realizing that no matter how much we fight with each other, no matter how stupid it gets in Congress, no matter how bad our administration is, this is still one of the best countries on the entire planet, if not the best. We have a couple of cities that are fighting. We have a couple of places that are getting violent and they're going crazy. But as a majority, our entire country lives in peace and prosperity. You get to go to the supermarket. You get to buy food. You get to come home and cook it for your family with electricity and gas and lights and air conditioning and all these other things. And the rest of the world is fighting for their ability to eat another meal. Now, do I say all this to say that we just need to let all this stuff go and just accept that we're the best place there is? No. I say this because America is worth fighting for. No matter how bad it is, no matter how bad our president is, no matter how bad the idiots, the elected officials that I don't understand how they can be so higher educated and not have enough common sense to keep their own people alive. No matter how worthless they are, this country is worth fighting for. You're worth fighting for. Your freedom, your prosperity, your children, your families, your job, your career, your life is worth fighting for. Nobody should get killed for no reason. No one should be gunned down for not doing anything. My sister-in-law painted this, and when she told me what it basically was, they were moving and they were letting me go through some of the things that they weren't going to be able to take, and some of her paintings were not, she didn't see them worth taking because she didn't feel like they were very good. But when I saw this one canvas, I fell in love. And she told me that it wasn't even finished. It was a rough draft. It was something she was working on for something else. But this sits in my window. Now, do I believe that all cops are good? No, there's bad cops. There's bad soldiers. There's bad people. There's bad pastors. There's bad preachers. But our country, our law enforcement, our people are trying to be the best that we can be. You're worth fighting for, America. Don't give up. Try harder. This is Reality Unplugged, praying for America.